Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shadow, and I'm bringing you guys the first OP9 game on the channel. Today at the locals at Top Cut for their anniversary, they allowed us to play OP9. So my opponent won dice roll and chose to go first, just dawn and passed, and then passed it over to me. I open up with my Era Begins, which I get to look at the top 3 cards and reveal up to 1 Blackbeard Pirates card, and then add it to my hand. I believe I grabbed the Black Hole, and then I play Lafitte. And then I pass. Lafitte is basically like your Bonnie searcher for the Blackbeard deck. So tap 1 Dawn, tap the character, search top 5 for Blackbeard. So they swing 8 at life. I take it. I've noticed that with Blackbeard, you shouldn't be too afraid of taking the first couple life because you want those cards in hand. A lot of the time, you're going to be discarding a lot for leader ability, which teaches ability is all your on-play effects are negated as far as yourself, but once per turn, not even once per turn, but activate main, you trash a card, and then you're gonna get the on-plays for your opponent. So here I considered on playing a 4 cost, which would have been Laboon, but I opt to do the Lafitte search to look at the top 5, grab a card. I swing for 6 just so he could use leader ability and reduce it to 5, and it would still require him to either take it or give me a 1k. And I play Doc Q and pass. Doc Q is an activate main, rest the character, KO 1 cost or less, and then on his KO I get to draw 1 card. So pretty good card, pretty much one of my only character removals. Other than that, I'm playing pretty much Finger Pistol, and Black Hole itself can KO a 4 cost. So he plays a Lucky Roo, which on block can KO 4 cost or less. He swings 5 of my Lafitte, which is the right choice. You know, you want to take away the, card searching for me. And he passes turn. Here I'm at 6 Dawn. I want to get rid of this Lucky Roo, so I do Black Hole it, which negates its effects, not allowing him to KO my Doc Q on the board. Which, to be honest, would not have been a bad thing, just because the Doc Q will draw me a card on that KO. And I play a Vasco shot. I swing 5 with the leader, and then he uses his own leader ability to reduce my leader by 1,000 for the battle, which is pretty good. It's like a free 1k counter. But yeah, I do establish the Vasco shot, and I do use a leader ability, chucking the Stronger, which is another form of reduction in the deck. Activate main, trash that card, and 1 card from my hand, and I get to draw a card if I have the Blackbeard Pirates leader. So it kind of cycles the card from hand. I do lose 1 in it, but it does give something -2, which is like kind of a last minute reduction if I absolutely need to do it. So he played a Lucky Roo and swung, as you saw. I took it. I start to turn. I play a Burgess, which cannot be KO'd by any effects. The only way to get rid of Burgess is by, trashing effects or bottom decking effects. So he pretty much sticks in like the Black Mirror matchup. I play a Laboon, which is an activate main, rest the character, give something -4, which is great card to combo with the Doc Q. Unfortunately, it's not great for this Lucky Roo that he has on the field right now. But I do opt on considering on KOing it right now, which is what I was contemplating. I swung 5. He uses leader ability. He contemplated on blocking and just getting rid of that Lucky Roo here to KO the Laboon. And I'm going to use leader ability just so that he can't Ben Beckman the Burgess, because it's only a 7k right now. But it's 1 card that can reduce it, and then Ben Beckman, he could get rid of the Burgess, which I need it to stick. Because that's my main form of aggression at the moment until I can slam 10 drops back to back. So he swings with his leader. I take it because I figured he's gonna play like a dragon. I would have used the Vasco shot, but he plays the OP1 secret Shanks, which basically doesn't allow the little chump blockers to block. So I was forced to take that hit from the Shanks so I couldn't use Vasco shot, which is unfortunate. I was not in my bingo book of things to do here. So I do the Laboon to reduce the Shanks by 4, bringing it down to 5, and then I finger pistol it, which KO's a 5 cost, and it mills 2 cards, which helps in benefiting the Burgess. In actuality, instead of doing this play, I should have just slammed the 10 drop that I have in my hand and not allowed the... I shouldn't have allowed the Shanks to swing, and then I should have did Laboon to reduce the Lucky Roo and just popped it with the dot Q. He would have KO'd the Laboon in return, but I would have at least stopped the Shanks for a turn and established a big body. In my opinion, this is what I was thinking could have been the best thing to do. Instead, as you see, I opted to KO it that way. I do a Lafitte to search. And I do leader ability, chucking the Laboon. I probably should have just reestablished it, though, to be honest with you. So I swing with the Burgess. He blocks and KOs the Laboon. If I would have held on to the Laboon, I could have reestablished it. But instead, I'm going to opt to swing 7 with leader. He takes it and establish another Vasco shot. And this is where it comes down to, if I would have played the 10 drop, it would have worked more in my favor, just because I would have stunned the Shanks. Shanks would have stuck on board a bit. Got rid of that Laboon. I would have had these extra cards in hand that I utilized to get rid of the Shanks. So the Laboon I would have had a spare. Finger Pistol would have had a spare. But I would have had that Vasco shot with my Teach, and I would have pretty much kept these Vasco shots longer on the field. So he forgets about my leader's on play ability, and he plays the character, which is an activate main, reduces it by 3,000, and he plays Ben Beckman to try to get rid of the Burgess, but unfortunately does not work, and he swings 5. I end up blocking with the Vasco shot just because I planned on playing the Teach. But again, if I would have played the Teach, if he would have did all this, you know, that Vasco chump block would have stuck on the board. I end up not allowing the Ben Beckman to attack, and then obviously his lead ability does not, you know, work because of my 10 drop. Here, it's another misplay for me here. I should have swung my leader at that character that is rested, because you're going to see this next turn. He's going to punish me with it. He's going to just attach on and swing, which is an attack that potentially would not have happened if I was just, you know, if I would have just got rid of it this turn. So, big misplay on my part. He ends up playing the Rayleigh blocker on play, draw 2, trash 1, but I did use my leader ability, so he's unable to do it. Swings for 5. And then here you're gonna see he's gonna get ready. He's attach 3 or 2 and then swing for 5 again. I have to give him the Vasco shot. If I would have swung with leader at that character, that Vasco shot could have stuck, which would have allowed me to put more pressure on my opponent. As far as maybe not a lot of pressure, but it would have bought me some more time, to be honest, because I'm only down to 1 life, running on this 1 Teach, and I need to find the other ones, which I believe I have one in hand. So imagine if I had both Teaches that I'm about to have on the field with that extra chump block, I would have been golden. But we live and we learn. First game with Teach, or first locals with Teach. I still got a lot to learn. Very, very hard deck to pilot. So the Teach hits the board. I do choose to cancel out his leader ability, and the Ben Beckman can attack. I swing 5 with lead. Character goes away, and this is my point of I could have got rid of it the last turn and not taken that chump block and kept the Vasco shot. I really was playing around the Goldie Rogers, because if I was have been at 0 life, if he would have slapped it down, and I wouldn't have been able to use a blocker, which is an auto GG for me. So that's what I'm mainly playing around. So I do swing with the Burgess. I believe he took it. And I opt to not play leader ability. And the reason why I don't do leader ability is to make him think that I have counter to protect Burgess. But Shanks' late game is mainly a lot of rushers in a standard Shanks. Like, he's playing a different variation. So I was expecting either the 10 drop Shanks or, of course, a Roger. I come to find out he doesn't even play the Roger. but I know a lot of people will be playing it. So he plays another Rayleigh, and he's able to use his Rayleigh ability this time since I did not use my leader ability. And he plays a Lucky Roo. Swings 5 with lead. I block it. Passes it to me. If I could have found another 10 drop, I would have been in a better position. Unfortunately, I don't. So I do use Lafitte's ability, tap a Don, rest the character, and search. Try to get a card. I believe I might grab the 2K, which is probably what I am going to opt to do. I could have grabbed the Van Arger and played it over the Lafitte, tapped it, and then dot Q'd the Lucky Roo. And it would have established another body. Regardless, at this point, I grabbed my Era Begins to search. Really just filling up this trash for this Burgess to put pressure on. But it's looking pretty grim at this point. So I do another search, and I'm just filling hands up. I believe Burgess is at a 10 right now, with 2 in the trash, and I still have to do leader ability. Also, not seeing stage definitely sucks. And here I accidentally hit my mat over, and we see what my last life is, which is my Arrow Begins. So we know that's coming out. I do the black hole to get rid of the Lucky Roo. So you see, I'm going through motions and a lot of cards being sent out. Burgess is now an 11k swinger. At this point, I'm just doing this all just to do it. Next turn, he's gonna get me. I only have 1 card in hand. He knows what my last life is, so he knows how to map it out. Again, I was mainly playing around a Rogers, which is why I choose to pass instead of swinging 8 with my leader. Even then, he would have just took the life and swung out with what he has on the field. I only have 2 10 drops. And he's got 4 swings. So he swings 7. I consider blocking, but I know it's not going to mean nothing. At best, I have a 2K, which he knows I have because I searched it off. My life is another searcher, and that's just going to reveal another card to him, and he's going to know exactly how much counter I have. So I grab another 2K, which leaves me at exactly 9. All comes down to how he places his Don, but he ends up placing it correctly. I believe he swings 9, 9, 9. So I'm able to block 2, and he's got exactly enough to hit me. So that's GG's. If you guys like the content, make sure you guys like the video. Comment down below what you guys thought. Comment on some pointers. I am trying to learn Blackbeard for Nat, so please correct me where I can. And I will catch you guys on the next one.